or if you work in the court system, particularly the family court system, within the sovereign ideology, generally...
That's the ABC. That's our national broadcast. She has a headset on, right? Like she's at a call center. But this is on TV. I'm not on TV. I'm using a $200 Google laptop to respond to this. This has never been able to exist before.
Speaking, they may see you as
I'm guessing
insider.
that woman there, I'm guessing she's at max maybe 29 years old. And she's been asked, even look, it's like what she's decided. She's going on the television to try and collect an entire group of Australians that have concerns about our democracy, about our government, right? The fact that when you search for that, you might land in a funnel that happens to have people saying sovereign citizens. It doesn't. That's step one. For a democracy to work, we need to have citizens that are concerned about our democracy.
So the government is illegitimate and who is actively working to oppress Australian citizens, which...
A government that isn't actively working to receive feedback from its citizens, that is relying on outdated, so right now, ready, set, go. An automatic rifle, a gun, these are all new inventions. Our government systems, the foundations of them, are older than this. They're definitely older than this. With me talking into a YouTube fucking laptop with a TV, flat screen TV in the background, with a moronic fucking ABC reporter and this woman trying to gather up an entire population that at any other period in the world would have been, they would have been like in preparation for being active members of our systems, of our judicial system, of our political class, of our media, of anything. And you're trying to gather up the only people that are concerned and issue them with a label that you're using. You're using the label sovereign citizens. The government is, and this is a government broadcast. So if I locate to Russia, right? There's a lot of negative things, and I'm not propping up Russia, but like, do I have the right to kind of observe the thing and see what's going on and feel that out and, check behind all the doors and under all the rugs and be like, hang on, something's a bit fishy here. I don't fucking like it, and leave? So that's and it's like, so where are the people going to go? They're going to go search, is our government fucked? And then a bunch of people that do prop up the term sovereign citizen, they go and write lots of things, and that's how an algorithm works. So you're trying to target people that have fallen into an algorithm online by going on the telly with a little fucking headset on and calling them all sovereign citizens instead of directing them to participate in our government or our judicial system or our legal system or our media or our education system or anything. Well, that's the definition of a government that is restricting the growth, which is then into the ideology of the sovereign citizens. The sovereign citizen isn't an ideology. It's like a fucking... It works almost identically to when a government has you go to Canberra and there's all those really fucking nice houses and they're all like the ambassadors, like the Iranian ambassador who just got told to fuck off. And it's called a embassy, right? But if you don't have an embassy, then the place you would inevitably end up, and I'm not saying this is good or bad, I'm saying that this is because of our algorithms, right? Because of it's like you could either go to the library and go on, and then anyone that was doing that was actually taken seriously. But because of the internet, you're trying to use the entire fucking internet as this, you're cherry picking out, using, like, you've already been saying, it's like there's one incident, right? And you're seen to be trying to group an entire concerned population into a group that you call sovereign citizens that are all now, according to the ABC, Channel 9, and whoever, and whatever, they're now police murdering, sexual abusing fucking sovereign citizens. How about you go and fuck yourself, right? This country is in there is an immediate urgency for adaptation to our actual environment. And this is 100% within our constitution. I'm not saying anything outside of it. I'm saying our entire fucking government is negligent and incompetent. And it's paying our media to, rather than fix the problem, which would be called a recruitment drive. Hey, are you a concerned citizen? Have you ever thought about participating in government? The reason I've done this and not participated in government is because participating in government in this age, when you're making one day, however many thousand kilometers away, some lunatic has fucking shot 2 police, apparently, right? Apparently, this has happened. I haven't seen a body, I haven't seen anything. And you're projecting around the entire fucking country this fucking ideology of that this is a movement. It's not a movement. If anything, it's a concern. And that's the placeholder. That's where people end up. Whereas they should be ending up being recruited into our government, but our government is actively paying to prevent people. Because what's anyone going to think? Now, if you've been concerned about our government's procedures and its negligence, you've perused the internet that is now currently fucking, everyone knows that you're watching everyone doing that. You've fucking stumbled on a thing. You might have pondered on the sovereign citizen thing for a little while. And now, because of this, because our government is now telling everyone that this is what this is, now you're illegitimate. In your mind, you're like, well, I'm illegitimate to run for politics or in the media or for our judicial system or in education. I have been outcast by our entire government. They're all right. So you're stoking a civil war in a country that's fucking huge, where any fucking person from any metropolitan area, go and walk for 4 hours into the bush, right? And then let me know when you need some help, because it'll be on the 5th hour that you'll need some fucking help. So that's the country we actually live in. There was an entire population of Aboriginal people that were here. Are they sovereign citizens? Mixed messages is what causes, mistakes and accidents, like police getting murdered. So you are stoking the fires of a fucking, out of control, not civil war, not revolution, an absolute fucking hellscape by using these terms. And you're not doing it, Albo.
Makes you the enemy. And so when
you're paying this woman here to do it,
where you've got this sort of division between friends and enemies, so obviously, it does lead to that legitimation of violence against these people.
I don't think legitimation is a word. Legitimization. Legitimation isn't a word. Legitimization.
We know the movement is on the radar.
That poor girl.
Agencies.
Central Park.
Well, I think one of the things
I studied this in year 12. In year 11. I studied how to do. I'm doing this through education. I've addressed all the people. There is no sovereign citizen fucking radical ideology. There's an incompetent, negligent government that's failing to adapt itself to the technology where I can do all this with a little remote control and fucking, do you know what I mean? 200. Yes, that wasn't in our constitution, but you've got to just step back and say, well, what am I doing? I'm obviously a politician. And why haven't I gone through the normal procedures of doing that? Well, because that's all restrictive and you're at war with the adaptation. So you are anti-evolutionary extremists. Provably. Why did you all distribute a vaccine? Why are you all like providing fucking contraception that's the largest experiment, and I'm not pro or against, because you're all radical anti-evolutionists. Which means what? It means you're radical fucking religious extremists. Every single person. She's not. You've just given her a page that she can't even fucking read properly. Who pays her bills? Who pays the other one's fucking bills?
Aware of with the sovereign
I'm not a
threat,
fucking lunatic fucking... This like sovereign citizens. This comes from America. Yeah, it's called the original ones, the OGs. They're on fucking Mount Rushmore. That's the sovereign citizens. I'm not one. I'm participating in this, but I'm having to run in front of the snowball, which is dangerous. I should get danger pay for that. How much fucking overtime am I due by the Australian government for all this dangerous fucking snowball fucking mediation? Holy shit. Every time I look behind me, I'm like, holy god damn it, this fucking snowball is just chasing me down the hill. Albo's fucking giant fucking snowball.
Today and also moving forward is that it's extremely adaptive, which means that, like, for example, during COVID-19, we take the normal sovereign citizen belief system.
It's extremely adaptive. No, it's because it's a placeholder for actual democracy, for our actual democracy. What would you call Magna Carta? A bunch of barons get together and they say, I've had enough of this king. I've had enough of him. He's an absolute fucking lunatic. Let's all get together and make him sign this fucking paper that says he doesn't have the fucking powers to raise an army, to do any of this thing. Would you call them sovereign citizens? No, because there wasn't Google and there wasn't a fucking blog verse where people could go and search. They had to formulate it. So they formulated it and they didn't have the word. The word was treason. That's what the word was. But Albo's not the king. So Albo enacting an army of fucking this, because these people with these fucking things, how much money does fucking phone scams cost the country and Australian taxpayers? That's the archetype. There's a clear chain all the way. And Albo's not the king. And I came here before there was a prime minister. My family arrived here. We paid to come here. We were paid to come here before there was even a prime minister. If you look, when we first got together and said, let's have a prime minister, there's a fucking picture at the back of Parliament House that has a fucking picture of the king. And then it has down below, you'll see two fucking lawyers. Behind the fucking two lawyers there, or the two wigs, as they were called back in the day, there's a bloke that's probably related to me. And he, I'm guessing, was doing pretty much what I'm doing now. Except I'm kind of balancing off the monarchy. I'm balancing off our fucking government. I'm balancing off the tech companies. I'm trying to fucking sort out America. And you're labeling me as with this stupid fucking phrase. And you're labeling a lot of my friends, family, relatives, fucking, business partners, customers, every fucking thing with this stupidity fucking simplistic fucking ideology of your own that's basically Marxist communist fucking ideology that has led to the fucking destruction and murder and genocide of millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people. How fucking dare you? Where's the limo? Where's my fucking limo to Parliament House so I can go and have a talk? Well, I saved you all the trouble. Look how much money I've saved everyone. I don't need a limo. I don't need a fucking office. I don't need a fucking printing press. I don't need any of the things. I don't need a headset because there's a microphone and it would mess up my fucking hair. I don't need a broadcasting channel. I haven't received any government sponsorship. I haven't received any sponsorship from anyone. Because what am I protecting? I'm protecting a shithole. Self-declared shithole. People from your cohort of fucking radical extremists have labelled my father's estate a shithole while they try and kill me. That sounds like some pretty fucking crazy ideology there. That sounds like some experimental, radical... There's a fucking black cat. Holy shit. Look at that. It's like the Matrix. There's one. I wonder if it's
That's
going to come
largely
back.
anti-government, largely focused on alleviating
There's the second one.
taxes and then we throw COVID-19 into the mix. All of a sudden, we're seeing sovereign citizens catalyze around health conspiracies, ideas that the government is so oppressive that it's secretly trying to conduct these horrible health actions against the average citizen to ensure their slavery. We also see them catalyze against border lockdowns, and suddenly we see them focus on things like...
That sounds like democracy. That sounds like what governments do. Do you understand? Federation was about all the states getting together. So that's what that was. That's what that was. And it wasn't like in America where there was a revolution. They got together, they decided to federate. And I'm guessing based on the distribution of the painting at the back of Parliament House called The Big Picture, I'm guessing that bloke, Bernard Ringrose Wise, had something to do with formulating. And then he was discontent by this. I think he ended up going back to England. I don't know. Because that's in constant dialogue. And it's present by the fact that we're in constant dialogue because we're in a constitutional monarchy. We have a Governor General that separates our Prime Minister from the King. I'm speaking to the King. But I have the history to do that. I'm a very unique person. Anyone else who would be trying to participate in our democracy has a pretty high likelihood of ending up in the kind of bucket of sovereign citizen, which is basically like saying white or black or Jew or Muslim or fucking Aboriginal. So you'd all better stop fucking using that term with government money and getting these poor innocent women to fucking sit there like your own personal little fucking slave army, because you're not allowed to fucking form an army, Albo, against the Australian people. And by public testimony of me for 4 years, it's like, this is how I fought my war. So if I can fight my war like this, then if you pay people to fight your war like this, then that's an army. And that's where we're at Magna Carta. And considering you've given me process without a trial, you've stolen my fucking children, you're attempting to fucking steal my house, you're in fucking deep shit. All of you. It's not even in sovereign citizens. It's like, by the fucking decree of Magna Carta, we have full right to march on fucking Parliament now and execute the Prime Minister. And that's not me, some fringe dweller, and I'm not saying to do it. I'm saying I'm pretty sure we have rights to do that. Now, the discussion should be, why are you doing this? There's the cat again. Why are you doing this? Because you're part of a radical fucking extremist sovereign citizen thing of your own. You're not the fucking king of Australia, Albo. You're the Prime Minister under the Governor General, under the fucking king. That is a complex arrangement. I will give it to you that there is an incredible danger that comes from this sovereign citizen, considering it's a gigantic fucking trough that anyone concerned is landing in, rather than landing in a healthy recruitment protocol that's trying to recruit young, fresh, inspired minds to stabilize and unite our fucking country. No, it's all blockade. And then they're landing there because of algorithms and the internet. It's fucking stupid. And it's really dangerous. And it's a fucking war crime that's on record now. And it's going to continue. Every day there is a fucking breach of this, and a fucking continuation is a day, is probably a year on the penalty of the people that are trying to do this. That's how this country works. When my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather came here, it was a fucking penal colony at Port Arthur on Van Diemen's land. And nothing's fucking different as far as I'm concerned. You want to try and fucking enact a fucking illegal fucking revolution. You want to try and enact a civil war using fucking simplistic fucking terminology, all this crap, right? Without proper discussion, then this is where you're at. You're all criminals. Until I see basically fucking, and then this is the point. It's like when I see Albo and the King in discussion. Yes, Albo's the king. Albo's the king of Australia. He gets to fucking do whatever he wants. Yet we're completely throwing away fucking 600, 700, 800 years of fucking democracy and constitutional law. We're throwing it all away, and we're letting fucking bimbos with fucking headsets on declare war on significant portions of Australia that have concerns. Then I'll just keep going. This isn't any, and it's like, this is the problem. When you don't build a system, there was no one in my life, despite like all this, there was nowhere, no one who would go, oh, be in politics. Even like at the local level, if I'm thinking about, it's like, why? Why would I do that? Why would anyone want to do that? No one I know has done that. No one I know has gone into the media. No one I fucking have ever met has gone into politics. No one I fucking know has. It's like, so they're the outliers. They're the extremists in the Highlands shooting police, but they're not shooting the police, they're shooting the people. And it's not like the king is sitting there going, hey, Albo, go and do this. His powers are limited. It's all distributed in this fucking thing. Because it's intended to be worked. It's like a copse, right? I used to call it a coppice, which is a field of trees that used to be present in the regional areas of England, and that'd be hazel, and they would then cut them to make poles because we needed fucking poles. Very industrialized network of sustainability that we have there. It's called a copse. Not a coppice or whatever. You can call it whatever, right? It needs to be worked. If it isn't worked, it falls into disrepair. This is what our federal government, what our entire country has happened. It has fallen into disrepair. The only job of a legitimate prime minister would be to start working the coppice again so that it functions as a healthy country. That's it. This ain't it. You can address the thing. You can say, hey, if you're a sovereign citizen, we'd like to redirect you to these archives, to have dialogue here. We'd like to, hey, maybe we all need to have a little bit of a free speech moment online so that everyone can air their grievances and we can find the watermarks and all the things that we need to do in order to progress forward in a very, very young experimental concept of an Australian federal government. That's the conversation we should be having. There's the cat again. Look at this. Our cat's just fucking ingenious. He's climbing up the flywire. And he jumps off. Brilliant.
The Colonial Boundaries Act. So they're very adaptive. And COVID-19 was an example of just how resilient they are in changing contexts. So I think one thing we need to be aware of moving forward as a society is that as events change in society around us, the sovereign...
When we need to move forward as a society, how adaptable they are. How adaptable they are. We need to move forward as a society, how adaptable they are. That's divisive language. What happened to I am, you are, we are Australian, and we're all confused because we've got 700 technologies that we don't understand. Look, there's one.
Unique.
There's one. Do you understand that? Can you explain to me how that works? Miss, I don't have her name. Is her name displayed? No. So she's a nameless fucking anomaly in a white room.
Positioned to adapt with that change.
What is that thing above her head?
In order to continue. And in that way, I think is quite a persistent and established threat in Australian national...
Threat. There we go again. So that's the national broadcaster and then a woman speaking from authority saying that that's a threat. What's a threat, love? What is a threat? Participation in a democracy. Participation in democracy is a threat. Is that where we're at? Expressing concern in a very, very new concept. With how many experiments right now are we running? Or have we run in the last, let's say, 60 years? I spoke in length about the contraceptive experiment this morning. You should have a look at that. That's a medical experiment. We don't even need to talk about vaccines. We don't even need to talk about the physical effects that the chemical has had, although we can, but we're actually just talking about the societal effects of sterilising for 2 decades a significant portion of Australian women. What is it? That requires discussion, sweetheart. And most people don't have an unbroken chain for 180 years all the way back to the establishment or through the establishment, beyond the establishment. And even if they do, they're felt to feel of shame by you because you are elevating your newcomer status where you're criticizing on all ends. They were evil fucking colonizers, right? And we're the new fucking utopian fucking whatever. That is provably the most dangerous, the most extreme, the most divisive ideology there could possibly be. That's you. And it's not you. Really, let's get down to it. You've read something. You've been prodded out with a fucking thing onto the plank because the Prime Minister can't be seen doing it himself. And what I'm basically declaring is like this whole war has taken place on phones and recordings and things like that, except for hot spots in the world like Ukraine and Gaza. Majority of our war, which we've been in for 5 years, has taken place here. So that's part of Albo's army right there. And she doesn't know that. She thinks she's just doing a job, which is what the Nazis thought. But Albo's not Hitler, right? Inevitably, everybody who's going along with this, who's taking a paycheck from our government to try and fucking be Nazi, you need to understand that Albo is not Hitler. There's no way in a million years that we were gonna ever let Hitler be the fucking Prime Minister. So Albo's not Hitler. So this won't work. He's not Stalin. He's not Hitler. He's no one. He's a fucking patsy. To prove how dangerous this ideology is. This is hall monitor heaven. But it just isn't. We've got a whole country to organise. And as I said, go and walk for 4 hours into the bush and then let me know on the 5th hour when you need some help. Because that's the country we live in. So I will now say that immediately, if any of this garbage is broadcast with the ABC logo on, this is now an act of war on Western Australia. Because I'm attempting to participate in healthy dialogue of exposure of radical experiments that have been undertaken recklessly, in my opinion, by our predecessors in government. You know, that's a discussion on its own, but we need to discuss the intricacies of our social cohesion, which is what you're actually talking about, but you're doing a very, very, very naughty, bad job of it. And I'm trying to rebut that. I'm trying to defend against your radical, communist, socialist, extreme ideology. So please stop broadcasting on our government channel. Yet you can call it not ABC News, you can call it Albo's Private Army. You can call it that. Once it's called what it is, then we can respond to it in what it is as well. Okay? And I don't know anything about this bloke who's fucking killed it. It's like, I don't even know whether he exists. And I'm definitely not supporting him because why would I support someone who's putting up a thing? That's a simplification. It's like racism doesn't work anymore. You can't be racist, can you? This is all the malfunction. It's all going haywire in your brain. You can't be racist. So what do you got to do? You got to find something new. You turn all the people that have concerns and are actively progressing towards some type of dialogue about the intricacies of our democracy, and you turn them into the enemy because hot, goose step in the fucking way into the fucking thing. You just hot, Uber Eats and your warfare across the fucking country. It's like on fucking Albo is Scar. And he's singing Be Prepared right now. That's the image. I'll do that. Let's do it. Be Prepared, Jeremy Irons. He's a brilliant actor. He's Scar. He plays Scar. Oh, look. Oh, no, that's not it. There it is. Now, this is probably going to get me for copyright. Even though this is should be really in the public domain because we all collectively experienced it together. And look, there's an ad. Who gets the free ad?
From just $46,990, drive away.
What car is that? MG. Classic brand. Yeah. Right.
And what is that that was a long skull? Yeah. What are you supposed to do? Kill you, Father? Precisely.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside. But thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression, the lights in the wall outstands. But we are talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. Prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice maliciously surround. Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared. I'll be prepared. For what?
For the death of the king.
Why, is he sick?
No, fool, we're gonna kill him. And Simba too.
Great idea! Who needs a king? No king, no king, la 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 la.
Idiots! There will be a king!
Hey, but you said
I will be king! Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again! Of course, with the world, you're expected to take certain duties on board. The future is littered with prizes, and though I have many properties, the point that I must emphasize is you won't get a sniff without me! For the cool of the century, be prepared for the murkiest scam. Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning, decades of denial is simply vile. The king undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bad. Be prepared.